when I saw this update on the issue of the Sean Diddy Combs, is it Sean P. Combs? Sean Diddy, P. Diddy Combs. He had so many names over the years.
Sean Love Combs.
Sean Love.
Yeah,
okay.
Love is one.
Brother Love. He was Brother Love at one point. When we saw this update, when I saw this update, I was, you know when you get that feeling in the bit of your stomach?
Yeah.
Like you just recoil against another human being. You don't want to have that feeling about an artist or a celebrity that you sort of admired, maybe even wanted to emulate in terms of business structure or all the beverages he had, you know, the fashion designing. He had, what was it, Sean John, the fashion line.
Yeah.
What? Such a business mogul who has now been indicted on crimes bordering on conspiracy, sex trafficking, kidnapping,
obstruction of justice,
even arson. It's racketeering. There's such a list, and apparently this is, according to a file that was unsealed, a federal document that was unsealed after 16 years. So this is an investigation that's been going on for so long, and finally all this information is coming out. I have so many questions. First of all, as to why it was sealed for 16 years. Why did it take 16 years for them to finally, you know, pin the tail on the donkey, for goodness sake? Obviously, we saw some months ago that video that surfaced from 2016 where he was seen dragging his ex-girlfriend, Cassie, through a hotel corridor. Sadly, there are also a lot of people on his team that are going to be, you know, roped into this because they've been supporting this barrage of terrible activities, doing things like getting IV fluids for victims, to, you know, to make sure that they are okay. Also, you know, getting sex workers for him, getting drugs and all sorts of narcotics for him to have what they called freak-offs, which were like sex parties.
Yeah.
It just boggles the mind. This was all happening, and we're all dancing to his songs. Really?
So I think in summary, when you just see the story unfold, it's just like, in the end, all that glitters really is in gold. Do you understand? So you're talking about his businesses, the ones we could see. So on the surface, right? And then the whole strew of things on the bottom. So that's the thing. So I mean, this conversation literally actually made me have a very, very insightful conversation with my husband last night, where he actually told me that we started talking about hip hop and how it all started, rap music, and what it was really about then, right? How, I mean, these days, someone can literally just wake up, write a song out, and then sing it, and then he gets blown up, right? And he starts getting money directly from streaming and all of that, right? Then, and how it gets to that time when, I mean, these guys were already running their businesses, right? Quote and unquote. Do you understand? And then music was something that was obviously the next big thing, and a lot of them jumped on it. So to stay relevant in that field, they felt the need to literally just have people in their record label that they could make money off of, right? But then again, to actually just further the conversation and further the updates, right? He actually pled not guilty, of course, and all of that, and bail was denied, even if it was literally at, I mean, they offered $50 million dollars, right? Do you understand? Selling his, from after sale of his mom's property and his property and all of that, his passport has been seized. His kids' passport has been seized. His wife's passport has been seized as well, because the judge is of the opinion that he is a flight risk. So he will be in custody somewhere in Brooklyn. So I mean, it's just interesting how things like this actually just fold up, and you're wondering like what's going on. We actually spoke a lot about this, and yeah, you're talking about other people also indicted for all of this, because the truth is,
he can't
even the
do
people
it alone, right?
Of course, because even the people we see, right, and even now, because of course their names haven't been offered. Of course, there are a lot of people that are involved in this. If you think of his circle, and the truth is, even right from then, back then, things have been happening. It's just that you're talking about how, okay, why did it have to happen 16? The thing about the US is that they don't just wait for you to just do one thing. They wait for you to put your leg, you put your second leg, you put your hand.
Wow.
When did it reach you here?
Wow.
Then they come for you. So that way you literally have nothing. You can't literally deny it or run away from it. So
it's
I mean, it's a really sad situation. It's a really, really sad situation. I think it's just interesting how over time, I mean, not too long, we're dealing with the whole R. Kelly situation.
Yeah,
do you understand? And of course, that also was an eye-opener, like, oh, wow, he did all this and everything. So it's just to show you that, see, the things we're seeing here, there's actually more going on underneath it, behind the scenes. But yeah, of course, we're here. And
there were you know, other artists like 50 Cent who kept, you know, pointing fingers, especially at Diddy. Every other post for a long time was about Diddy and how much he disliked him. I'm using a kind word there, saying dislike. And there were some people who were pointing fingers, but it never seemed to be going anywhere until now. So I'm wondering what could have changed? What could have snapped the camel's back? Do you think it was, you know, Cassie?
Definitely not. So that's the thing. So I think the Cassie release was literally just a show of how much they could do. I think it was a way of sending a message out to him. And the truth is that some people actually have been still of the speculation or of the opinion that even, because a lot of people were also asking, I mean, in that period of time when the Cassie video dropped, why, if he knew he was literally liable or probably guilty, or maybe not guilty, liable, or this could actually, he could go under for a lot of things, why didn't he literally flee? And all of that. But then again, a lot of people felt like so that's the thing. One, where would he run to? A lot of people felt like he also felt like he was invincible. Because in the end of the game, as I'm saying, there are a lot of people also running even worse operations. But then again, nobody knows about it because they probably covered their tracks well. But in his case, it may have literally been a situation of probably feeling like, oh, untouchable, nothing can happen.
After
and then
such a long time, I can only imagine how he felt untouchable, invincible, but not anymore.